Will is an autobiography by Will Smith that charts his life from his childhood in Philadelphia through to around about the late 2010s. If you're wondering where this fits in the timeline as it relates to The Slap, this was released in November 2021, and The Slap happened just a few months later at the March 2022 Academy Awards. Like a lot of people my age, I grew up watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all of Will Smith's big movies, and in an instant, that slap completely changed my view of him. So it was in that context that I read this book, hoping to get some insight into what makes Smith tick. And on that front, it really succeeds. He goes into a lot of detail about his abusive childhood and the key life-changing moments that marked the different legs of his career. In Chapter 4, I particularly enjoyed his succinct breakdown of how jazz and funk merged and intertwined and eventually grew into what we now know as hip-hop. What did begin to grind after a while was his constant need to remind you that he was the world's greatest this and the highest grossing that. It got real old real quick. You can really feel his big ego throughout, and when he's philosophically pontificating, the book feels like a Tony Robbins seminar. That said, at times he does show humility. For example, the failure of the movie After Earth and the effect it had on his relationship with Jaden. So, overall, it's a good book. I wouldn't rave about it. But if you wanted to get to know the pre-slap Will Smith and what was moving him through the peak of his career, then it's definitely worth picking up.